Guys, welcome back to my video tutorial on Materialize. This is the third video tutorial on Materialize CSS. Okay, we want to continue from where we stopped. In our last video tutorial, we talked about how to set up Materialize. We are trying to figure out why the navigation menu is not working, and our class continues from there. Okay, after setting up our navigation menu here, okay, installing all the scripts on Materialize, and also try to download jQuery. Okay, I downloaded jQuery and I set up this, and the navigation menu was working. I just want to refresh our memory on our last video tutorial so that we'll continue from there. Okay, let's continue. Let me still run this code. Okay, revealing File Explorer. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, when we switch to mobile view, that is inspect. Okay, so that if I drag, okay, it's working. Can click on this, it's working. Okay, now since we are talking about navigation menu, I think we have to finish everything about navigation menu. Okay, back to the documentation of Materialize. I go back to component. Okay, go back to the navbar. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, so look at the one I was using, the one that has the mobile view. All these ones are responsive, but I don't think they have this when you drag from left to right, the navigation menu will show. I don't think they will have it. Okay, let me just show you the one we just implemented, then we'll test out all the navigation menus here. We'll now use the one we want to use, and we'll now proceed to other stuffs. Okay, look at the one I was using then. Okay, I think that is this one. Yes, the mobile demo. You see mobile demo and mobile demo as well. Okay, back to our VS Code. You see it. That's the one I was using. Mobile demo. Mobile demo. Okay. So let me start testing it out. To implement all these things, what you got to do is to copy the code. First of all, you will see the sample and you copy the code. You now tweak it. Okay, for instance, you have seen this navigation menu. Assuming you want your logo to be here and your menus to be here, you can just copy this. Okay, paste it, then start tweaking it. For example, this is SASS, this is component. You can come here and change it, SASS, and change the link. Okay, the same thing goes here. You can add more. Okay, let me just copy this. You can see that this one, okay, let me copy it and check whether it is responsive. I copy. Okay, so let me remove the ones I have here. Don't worry, we'll put it back. We just want to test out every navigation menu here. Okay, I paste this. Okay, you see, I'm just a kind of teaching, so I don't really want to change it, just for us to test out. But when you are doing your normal project, you can change the length and the name of that link. Okay, this is logo. This is where you are supposed to put your logo. You can just insert your image here. Okay, using this image tag. See it here, image. You put the source, alternative, and all that. You can equally set the size of the image. Okay, let me just implement image here. I think I have an image. Okay, in my desktop, okay, I have this image. Okay, what I want to do is I'll copy this image, okay, paste it inside my project, open my project. But before I paste it, I have to create a new folder. Okay, go to new, okay, folder. Now I like calling it img, where I put all my images. After creating the folder, I open this folder and paste this image. Life is too short for me to be using a long name, so I can just decide to rename this image. Okay, rename. I'll write it logo. So I have here logo.png. Your device might not be showing you the file extension, this .png. Maybe you have not set it, but don't worry about that. Just change the logo name. Now come to your VS Code here. You see the folder I created now in my VS Code. If I open this folder, you see the image. So in your VS Code, it will always show you this extension. Okay, you can from here as well rename this image. It's advisable you rename your image very short so that you can easily remember it and write it without error. Okay, another thing is that when you are writing code, make sure the case you are using, I think you have to be conscious of case sensitive. Just have that habit so that no matter the programming language you are using, you will not be having the issue of writing code and coming back to correct things that are not supposed to be giving you headache. Okay, this is logo.png. So in my source, okay, I have to do img / logo.png. I just want to implement logo here. So let me run this code. Back to my web browser, to the index.html. I refresh. You see the logo showing. Okay, that's the image. Let me show you the image as the VS Code. You see the image. So the image seems to be too big here, but you see, if I drag like this, the navigation menu is not showing because the type of navigation menu I'm using does not really support that. Okay, so coming back to here, let me not even bother myself trying to resize the image because this is not actually the navigation menu I want to use, but I want to show you that you can copy any navigation menu if you like that one. Now for this logo, this should be, I normally do like this, okay, or you can write the link for your home page. Okay, I can tweak anything here. I can call this about us. Okay, coming back to my web browser, to this stuff, let me switch to desktop so that you can see everything in the navigation menu. Okay, so now let me refresh. You will see about us here. So I can rename, I can add more. Let me just add one. Okay, to add, I just have to copy this link. Okay, paste it here. I can now tweak it. Maybe I'll call this bootstrap. Okay, I can call it bootstrap. Then I can change the link here if I have the file. Then I will still come here and refresh and check it. You see it. So you can add as many as you want. You can equally implement drop down menu. How do you do that? Okay, first of all, you go to Materialize and find their code for drop down menu. Okay, I can copy this. Okay, if I want my logo to be here, paste it and tweak the center or depending on what you want. Okay, you can copy this. Okay, this one now shows the active. Okay, if you look at this code here, see that this JavaScript shows to be the active link, and you see that they implemented a class here known as active. Okay, so anytime you're using navigation menu, if you want to make that one to be active, you can implement it here. Okay, so I can copy this class equal to active, come to my code, assuming I want to make about us active. Remember where they put it is at the list, the LI. Okay, just in that LI, not at the anchor, but at the LI. give a space and paste it there. Okay, this is active, so I'm making this about us to be active. Okay, coming back to my code, I refresh. You see the about us is now a kind of active. Okay, so let me go back to that materialize. This is not actually what I want. Okay, if I want the navigation menu that are using tab, okay, I will test this. Okay, let me test this so that we will really understand this tab. Then I'll talk about the one that has fist. Then I'll tell you how you, because me personally I prefer using the one of mobile view that are doing that drag. That's what I love so much about Materialize. Okay, this one I love using this, whereby I can remove this button, and because this one have this drag from left to right and the navigation menu will show. Okay, so because you know that most people are using mobile device to view well, so you have to have this mobile device in mind. So you can use this. This is the search icon, this is using icon. So based on what you want to do, all these things you are seeing, I can implement it in the mobile view. Okay, let me just test out the one that has tab. Okay, this one has tab. Okay, so I can copy this, everything here. I copy it. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, I have cleared it. Then I'll paste the one I copied. Okay, paste. Okay, let's go through this code. I copy from here. Look at where I paste this nav down to this test 4. Okay, look at what is happening here. This is the main navigation menu which starts from here and ends here. Okay, these are the logo where I'll put the logo. These are where I'll put all the navigation menu. Notice that this one have this mobile side nav trigger. Okay, but I don't really like using this, but we are just testing it out for those who love it. Okay, so if I refresh here now, you see I have this. Okay, you see the tab. Okay, the tab are not yet working. Okay, but the navigation menus are showing with the logo. Okay, coming back to our materialize. Okay, coming back to this materialize. Okay, it says to add extended component to the navbar, add a class nav extended to the outer nav tag. This will allow your navbar height to be variable. Then you can just include tabs component inside the navbar. Now you know that this one have tab, and for our tab to work, there are some JavaScript plugin I think we have to implement. Okay, so let me go to tabs here. Okay, I think that tab is under JavaScript. Open JavaScript, you see tabs. Okay, I open the tab page. Okay. You see what we normally use to initialize tab. Okay, so I have to copy it, assuming I want to make my navigation menu to work with tab. Then come back to my code. But when we talk about tab, we'll discuss more on it, so don't worry about that. Okay, so you see the class already here is tabs. So what I just need to do is to paste it. Okay, so I can come down here. See, I just give a good space so that you will see where I'm pasting it. Okay, you see it here, tabs, the class tabs. Okay, so we have it here already. the class tabs, so we are not going to tweak or change anything. So what I have to do now is to come back to my code here, refresh and test it out. Okay, it's not working yet. Okay, I don't know why I normally make this mistake. Sometimes I feel like beating myself about it. Look at the code. It says either we use this or we use jQuery, so I shouldn't be putting these things together, guys. So I have to remove this. Since I'm working with jQuery, I have to remove this and leave only this one. Okay, so I'm so sorry guys for that. Come back to my web browser, to this guy, refresh. You see my tab is now working. This shows test 4 because I am here. This is a disabled tag. This is tag 2 and tab 1. Okay, so I can come to my code and start tweaking it now. Okay. You see here is the tab content. Okay, here is the tab content. Here is the navigation menu for mobile devices. Okay, here is the tab headers. The one that have LI is the tab headers. Okay, this LI here that has nav mobile. Okay, this is the one for desktop. What is happening here is this navigation menu here shows when you are using desktop. Okay, this one shows when you are using mobile view. Okay, let's test it out. Let me call this mobile. So you see that Materialize gives you this leverage of determine how your mobile will look like, which might be even totally different from what your desktop will look like. Okay, I call this mobile and I call this desktop. Okay, we'll come to tab soon. Coming back to this place, I refresh. You see I'm having desktop here for the desktop view. Okay, when I switch to mobile, which is I just right click and do inspect. If I click on my navigation menu here, you see I have mobile. Okay, so it simply means that Materialize try to separate the desktop navigation menu from the mobile view navigation menu, so you can determine how mobile view will look like. You can change this, you can even make this different from this based on what you want to achieve. Now when we are talking about desktop, there are some mobile devices that has larger screens. So this place we are talking about larger screens, the screen of like 1024 resolution. Okay, whereby here we are talking about smaller screens. Okay, so this is the tab now. This is the tab header. Okay, I can call this tab head 1. Okay, tab head 1. Okay, this tab head 1 now, you see this text now seems to be the where the content goes in. Okay, you can easily bring this thing down like this, bring this down like this, and start writing a whole lot of things inside this for the content of this tab. Okay, the way I normally do it is that I first of all comment. Okay, I will say maybe, assuming I call this tab head 1, I'll come here and comment so that I can easily know where they start and where it stops, so that when I have a lot of codes here, assuming this now becomes too big, it will not confuse me. So I will now say here as a comment, tab head 1 starts here. Okay, I normally do this before I start writing the code. I comment it, come back here and say tab head 1 ends here. Okay, so that I can be writing a lot of stuff inside this tab. But before that, I have to do it to both 2, 3, and 4 and all that. Okay, now I can start writing stuff here. Okay, let me just say header 1. This is a tab. Okay, Okay, I can just paste some lorem, I can say lorem 50, okay, so that I'll paste some content of lorem ipsum here, just make it to look very clean. Okay, I just created a 50 words stuff. Okay, you see, but before I start doing this, I have to do it, this comment that I did here, I have to make sure that I did it in all these tabs, so that and space it normally, so that I can easily know, making your code look more clean and neat. You can always right click and select format document, okay, for these things to format it properly for you, so that your code will look tidy and clean. Okay, so you know that there are one that says disable tab, which I don't really need it, and you see how you can do it. Anytime you want to disable a tab, just come to the LOI, the class and LOI, and put this disable. But I don't need this guy, so I remove it. Okay. Back to my code, look at what I removed, this disable tag. Okay, let me just refresh here. You see the tab 4, see the tab 2, see the tab 1. You see what I have in tab 1. I don't know why I'm seeing this test 3 here. You see I have changed this to tab head 1. Okay, this is the one for 2. This is the one for 4. Okay, I think something is wrong here. Even this tester I'm seeing. Okay, let me go back to my code. See, okay, the reason why I'm seeing this tester is because of the stuff I disabled. What I actually disabled, let me do Ctrl Z. Okay, is the one for tester here. Okay, so when I disabled it and I did not remove the content, that becomes a problem. So assuming I don't want to use it, I can just remove both the content, okay, and the header. Okay, but if you want to use it, you can still leave it, okay, and still remove this disabled. So the reason why they did is for you to know how you can disable a tab. Okay, let me just leave it. Coming back to this place again, you see the disabled, it is unclickable. Okay, this is for the tab. You see no error is showing. Opening here again, I'm not seeing that tester again. Okay guys, I just want to tackle this. Let me go back to where we are, which is component and navbar. Okay, I just want to tackle this navbar with tabs. Okay, for those who would like to use it. Every other things here are very simple. Okay, they are just very simple. So let me go back to, let me check whether this have that drag to the right. Okay, this one has it as well. This tab has it as well. But I don't want a navigation menu that have tab. I will use tab anytime I want to use tab. Okay, not in the navigation menu. Okay, now let me go and copy what I love. Okay, here you can use icon. Okay, let us just implement this. Okay, let me implement the one that has icon. Okay, and the one that has icon with link. I think I have to implement icon with link name. We have to test out this. Okay, we test out this as well. Then this is button already. I think this will give us an idea of this. Okay, then we have this one that has this. Okay, I think I have to test it out as well. Okay, let me just start testing all these stuffs out. Okay, I copy this. Okay, back to the navigation menu here. I remove everything I copied earlier. Okay, can equally remove this tab or still leave it. Okay, I paste. You see what they're actually doing here? They're actually implementing the icon without any text. You see the icon. Okay, this is how you implement the icon in Materialize. When we reach at the icon, we'll talk more about it, but you just have to write the I tag, which ends here. Okay, the close tag ends here. You write the name of the tag here, then this I tag must have a class material icons. Let's just test this. Okay, let me refresh. Remember, this is mobile view. See, this is not responsive, but in our own we are going to use some. I am going to implement most of it. So in mobile view, you see what we have. Okay, so if I want to add right up beside this guy, this search, assuming I want to add search beside it, what I have to do is just to come to here. After where this icon ends, I can now write search here. Okay, remember this icon starts from here. The icon starts from here, okay, and ends from here. Okay, this is the right up now. Coming back to this place, I refresh again. I'm not seeing. Okay, that's the search here. It is kind of overlapping. So what actually is the problem? Why is it overlapping? Is it because I'm using brand logo last year? Let me remove it and refresh. I'm not seeing anything at all. Okay, let me just go with the navigation menu I know, then I will be tweaking it, adding drop down, adding logo, adding whatever thing. And for me, I highly recommend you go with that kind of navigation bar where you add all these stuffs here without giving you any headache. Okay, so let me just go and copy that stuff. I love it so much. This one, okay, this one I can add button, I can add whatever thing I feel like. Okay, let me just copy it. Okay, I have copied it to my code. I paste. Okay, so remember, I have this tab in case I want to use tab. Okay, but let me just remove it. When we talk about tab, I will now put it. Okay, now coming back here, this is for the mobile view. Okay, this is for the desktop view or the bigger screen view. Okay, this is the logo. Okay, so let me use this here. Add my image. Okay, let me make it look more neat. I bring this down like this. Okay, image. Okay, image / logo .png. Okay, I have to give it a width just to reduce the image size. Say width. Okay, my width, I want it to be 100 ps. Okay, let me test it out first. Okay, you see my logo here, BENCODE. Change to inspect. Okay, that's the mobile view. Okay, can drag. Okay, now I normally love putting a kind of logo here. So how do I do it here? I just have to copy the logo. You write the logo. Okay, come over to this place, but I can't just paste it here. I have to first of all duplicate one of the link. Okay, then I can link it to my home, which is normally in this. Okay, then I now copy the logo or just write the logo. Okay, let me write the logo instead of copying it. Instead of this name of this link, I clear, break down like this, then I can put the logo here, which is an image logo.png. Width is equal to 100 ps. Okay, I now refresh this. Okay, if I drag or if I click on this place, you see I have my logo. Okay, I have my logo. Can drag. See, I have my logo. You can equally change the background color of this navigation menu. Okay, though I'm going to kind of add more oil to it when we reach there. But to do that, can you just maybe, let me say I'm using blue. Since this is red, let me just use red. You just write red like this. Okay, remember where I put this thing. So I am trying to change the background color. Refresh, drag this thing again. You see I have changed it to red. So Materialize has a lot of color at CSS color. Okay, any color that you want to use, these are all of them. You can just come and copy the color name. For example, if I want to use this kind of blue, the name is blue darken 4. Okay, or I can write the CSS code, which is this code here. Or look at the name. Since I'm using Materialize, no need to copy this code. I just copy the name, copy, okay, and replace it here. The reason why I use red is that I know that there is a color known as normal red. Okay, once you put it, it will be red. I press, you see blue darken -4. This is a kind of color blue. Okay, back to my code. Remember I put it at the navigation menu for mobile. Okay, you see the color I have. Okay, what about if I want to make this text white? Okay, these texts are links, so there's a way we tweak links. I think I have to come here and do it here and write a class. I will call it text white. I don't know whether it is text white or white text. I can just copy this. Okay, press it here, press it here, in all of them. Remember, I am putting this inside the anchor tag. Okay, not at this LOI tag, but inside the anchor tag, because this is a link. I just want to change this to white. I don't know whether it is text white or white text, but let me test this out and check first. Coming back here, you see it didn't work, so that should be white text instead of text white. So I just write white text. Let me test this out first to make sure it's working. Okay, refresh. You see it is white text, so it's working. Okay, so I can just copy it and replace with all these ones I have. Okay, white text. Anytime you want to change the 4 color, just make sure you write text after the color name like this. Okay, it will show. Okay, I have changed all of them. I refresh this. I love dragging like this. You see all of them becoming white. I can pad this here. There are a lot of ways I can do that. One, you can decide to break down here. Okay, instead of writing too much code, let me break down like 2 times. Break line, sorry, not to break down, break line. I drag, you see it's coming down, but not at sorry guys for that. Okay, or there's another way you can tweak this breakdown. I can remove this. Look at this thing, look at this stuff. I can decide to write a list here. You see, do as if I want to create another link, whereby I'm not creating any link, just like 2 links. Okay, maybe I can just give it a space and non-breakable SP. Okay, I think we know about this special character, just to give a space to make sure that this is not an empty link or an empty list. Sorry. Okay, once I have these 2 things here, I think it will break this down accordingly. Okay, you see what I have now. I just break it down, so I can remove 1 and just leave 1. Okay, test it again. You see I have what I want. So this is how you can tweak this. Okay, this is for the mobile view side. What about this guy? the desktop view. Okay, I can still come there. You know the background color we are using, which is this. Come from for it, you see it here. Okay, I will just add it to the class we have here already. Okay, I save. Okay, coming back here. Okay, do not implement. I think I have to copy this and paste it here at the div navbar. Let me see what I got. Okay, that is it now. So for both desktop view and mobile view, all of them have that the same color and the white. That's okay. So this one is already white, so I don't need to start changing it to white text, you understand? But if it is black, I cannot write that code to change it. So when you write, you test out, okay, before you start working on it. So what I'm trying to do is to show you how you can work around your navigation menu and make it look very clean. Okay, this is how we choke it. Okay, so another thing I want to do now is that I want to add a logo to it, and also I would like to add some drop down. Okay, I will do it for the desktop side, which is here, and I will equally do it for the mobile side. Okay, for the desktop side, let me call this place search. Okay, this is my search. I want it to have a logo beside it. Okay, remember I say we use I like this for the materialize. Okay, then we'll write the logo name, which is search. Add it a class here. Okay, the class is always material icons. Okay, material icons. Then I put search. Okay, let me go, because what I did is for the desktop view here, so let me test it out here. I refresh. You see I have that search, but the right top is going down like this. Okay, so what am I going to do to solve this problem? This one is going down like that. Okay, let me wrap it with span and see what will happen. And if I didn't get it right, then I'll go and check the code and copy from there. I cut, paste it here. Okay, I refresh. Okay, it's not actually showing, but showing the icon, and this thing is dropping down here. So what I have to do is to go back to my materialize, go back to my component. Okay, navbar. Let me find the navbar that have icon beside it. Okay. This one has an icon beside it, linked with left icon. Equally have the one for right icon. So how do we do it? Look at how they do it here. Okay, they just put the after the icon they put left. Okay, for the one that goes right, they will just put right. Okay, so what I have to do now, coming back to my own, I think I don't need this span anymore. Okay, I remove the span. So what I have is just the icon and the name. So I can now put left. Okay, if I want this icon to be at the left, back to my code here, come back here and refresh. You see the icon and the name is showing. Okay, if I want this to be at the right, I can just come here and put right. Okay, go back here, refresh. You see it's now showing at the right. Okay, the reason why I normally go here to find a solution is just to guide you to know how you can go look for your solution and all that. But if you like you want to use only icon, you don't need it. You will just have to remove this right, okay, and remove this. It will just be only the icon. Okay, you refresh. Oh, sorry, look at my code here. I refresh. You see I'm now seeing only the icon. Okay, let me just move this a bit so that you can see everything. Okay, that's it here. So the next thing I want to do now is to do the one of the drop down for those who would like to put it in the navigation menu, and that will be all for this tutorial video. Okay, coming back to this place now, you just find the navigation menu that has drop down and see how they do it. Okay, let me check this. Okay, this doesn't have drop down. Okay, look at the one that have drop down. Oh, sorry, what I click just load. I click on something and it loads. So let me go back to navigation bar. Okay, find the one that have drop down, copy that drop down and use it in your code. That's all. Drop down menu. Okay, look at the drop down. Okay, when you click on it, you see 1, 2, divider and 3. Okay, look at it here. That is what is the content of that drop down. You see drop down content 1, 2 and 3. It starts from here and ends here. Okay, now this is how you trigger the drop down, which is this guy, and this drop down have arrow down. So what I normally do is, first of all, I copy the content first, okay, to my code, just like they do. They paste it before the nav, so I have to paste my own at the top before the nav. Back to my code. Okay, before the nav here, I will paste it. Okay, you see it has an ID drop down 1, right? Okay, let me format this very well. Format document. Okay, I have a clean code here. You see the divider. If you want to draw line, you use the divider. Always remember the ID and the class name. Okay, now I go back now and copy this one that has drop down. You can equally see their comment here, drop down trigger. So I just copy it. Okay, that's what I need. I copy. Okay, back to my code here. I paste it here. Okay, you see it here. Drop down trigger, that is the class to trigger this drop down here. Then we have the target. The target is this drop down 1. Okay, we equally have this is the icon, okay, for the arrow drop down. Okay, let me test this, then I will tell you one thing very good I love about Materialize. I refresh, you see the drop down now, you see that icon. This is the icon, you see. When I click on it, it's not reflecting because I think it will need some JavaScript. Okay, for me to make this work, I have to go to the Materialize JavaScript area. This is Materialize JavaScript area and find the drop down. Okay, you see drop down. You see all these things that are under JavaScript must need JavaScript to work. So go into the drop down here. You will see the script that you use to trigger drop down, which is this for jQuery. Okay, I just copied the one for jQuery. Drop down triggered or drop down. I'll copy it. Come back to my code. Okay, just paste it here, the script before the body tag. Okay, now I'm back to my code here. I refresh. You see my drop down is 1. You have 1, 2, 3. So one good thing I love about Materialize in terms of drop down is that I can create another drop down here. I can call it drop down 2 here. Maybe let me write here home, about us. Okay, testing. Now you see this is 1, this is 2. In this trigger now, I can decide to trigger the 2, not the 1. You see, once I change this target now to drop down 2, I'm actually going to trigger this one, not this one. So I can pile up a lot of drop down content and can easily tweak it to each drop down link that I want to use it for. I hope you really understand what I'm trying to say. So that makes my code very scalable, easy to tweak and all that. Unlike Bootstrap, where this goes inside that drop down list here, and you cannot easily tweak it. Okay, separating them make you to easily switch and tweak. Okay, coming back to this place, I refresh. Now when I click on it, see the one I'm seeing, I'm triggering now is the second drop down, that is the drop down 2. Okay, I can come here and switch it to drop down 1 again. Okay, click on it, you see it, I have switched to the other one. So I can add as many drop down here and decide which one that will trigger each of these content. Okay, I can just duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I just duplicated this. Okay, I can come here and call this one now drop down to just trigger the second one. Then I will now change it here. Let me call it second drop down. Okay, you see, very easy. I refresh, you see I have the first drop down and the second drop down. Click on this, it trigger the first one. Click on this, it trigger the second one. I can even want two of them to be triggering both the first one and the second one. Okay, can easily want this and this to trigger the same thing. If I want this and this to trigger the same thing, I go back to my code and just set them at the same target. Maybe let me say target 2, target 2. Okay, I am just trying to help you understand how you can tweak this drop down of a thing in Materialize, and it is really so good. Okay, come back here and I refresh. You see I am triggering this. Okay, click as it goes out. You see I'm triggering this, the same thing. See, home, about us, testing. See, home, about. So you can tweak anyhow you want to tweak. So coming back here, let me just make it drop down 1 here. Okay, I think that's all we need for drop down. Let me just make sure we finish everything about navigation menu. Okay, which is under content. Okay, navbar. Okay, I think we have talked about this. For the center logo, you see how you use it. Brand logo, you put it at the center. Okay, here, brand logo at the center. For the left own, brand logo left. Okay, just very simple. The right own, you just default it's right, so you don't have to put anything here, which I am going to test out. We have talked about this one, the active. Okay, we have shown you the one with tab. Okay, remaining the fist. Okay, the fist simply means once you put it, if you are scrolling, your navbar will not scroll. Your navbar will just be there. If I'm scrolling like this, the navbar will just hang here, which is just go to that place and add minus fist. Okay, this is the one that has drop down. Okay, this is the one that have the icon, which we have shown. Just write the icon, don't put right and left, and remove the name. Okay, so let me implement these 4 stuffs here. Okay, so look at what I'm going to do now in our code. Okay, back to our code. You see this one has only icon. Okay, which I have achieved. This is the drop down. This one I am going to add icon beside it. I am going to change it to menu, and I'll add an icon beside it. Okay, before I do that, remember the way I just did the one for desktop view is the way you are going to do for mobile view. I'm coming to that. Okay, for this now, let me just come back here. Let me call it menu. Okay, menu. Okay, I want to create the I tag. Okay, that's the I tag here. Let me use this icon, view model. Okay, view model. Okay, remember here you have to add a class. The class is material icons. Okay, I save, then I have to put it at the left, then I say left. Okay, so coming back to this desktop view, see I have menu with icon, okay, and the name. This one has only icon, this one icon and the name. Then let me tweak the centralize, left, and all that. Okay, like I said, by default you don't write at this brand logo, you just leave it like this, it will be at the left, but I can just put right here to move it at the right. Okay, I'll come here and refresh. You see I have moved it at the right. Okay, you can tweak stuff to remove this from here by adding that list, empty list. Okay, I can put it at the center by writing center here. You see it at the center. So when you place it, you now know how to organize your navigation menu. But for me, I prefer leaving it at the left where it's supposed to be. I just leaving it for writing left. Okay, since I know this will perform the action of left, no need of writing left. Life is too short for that. Okay, for the mobile view, what I have to do is just to copy one of these drop down. Okay, just copy one of these drop down. I don't need to be writing this again. I just have drop down content, so I can use it anywhere. Okay, just come to my mobile view, which is this guy. Okay, press it here. Okay, you see it, trigger. Remember, for this stuff to be white, okay, this drop down to be white, just the way we do this class white text here for the anchor tag, I can equally copy it just to make this thing to look to be white. I can equally copy it. Okay, this anchor already have class, so I just have to come here and write white text. Okay, white text, that's all. So that I will change the color to white since we have changed the background color to blue, dark and 4. Okay, so come back here, inspect to switch to mobile view, or you click on Ctrl+Shift+I. Okay, I refresh now. I click on it. You see the drop down. Okay, even the icon is black, which I'm going to change it to white. The icon is black, so I click on the drop down. You see I have triggered that stuff, so I don't need to be writing this content like more than once. Once I write the content, I can trigger it in the mobile view, or I can trigger it in the desktop view. So for this drop down here, let me make it white. Okay, you see that icon. Okay, I just place it at the right. Okay, so it will be at the right. Then I will now come here and still write white text. Okay, now I'm back to the code. Click on this, you see it's now white, so everything is fine. I can click on the drop down and trigger out these things. Okay guys, thank you so much for your time. If you love my video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. In our next video tutorial, we are going to look into we are going to now start from the beginning. First thing first, to put this navigation menu. So in our next video tutorial, we are going to move over to color grids and so on and so forth. So now we have our navigation menu. Okay, we can now be starting from the beginning now, but we will skip navigation when we reach navigation because we have already done that. Okay, so that's all for now guys. Thank you. See you guys in my next video tutorial. Bye bye.